Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to participate in this discussion. I hope that I will be able to contribute to a better understanding of the subject and to the formulation of policies that will follow the discussion. 12 years ago, post-September 11, 2001, the Americans asked, why do Arabs and Muslims hate us? Their immediate response was, they don't know us. They just don't know the United States of America. They simply don't understand us. As a result, they devised a massive media campaign under the management of Mrs. Charlotte Beers, Under-Secretary of State. Scholars, officials, and Arab audience all agreed that the campaign was a big failure, a flop. It's my objective to present this case study as a lesson on what went wrong, what not to do, and to avoid similar mistakes in formulating policies needed to address our topic, communicating democratic values in the Middle East. When Secretary of State Colin Powell introduced Under Secretary Beers, he said, I wanted one of the world's greatest advertising experts, because what are we doing? We are selling a product. That product we are selling is democracy. It's the free enterprise system. It's the American value system. It's a product very much in demand. It's a product very much needed. It's our job to be salespersons, and one of the best tools we are going to have is the internet, web design, that is net diplomacy. It's vital that we do it well. It's vital we do it right. Immediately after September 11, Mrs. Beers launched a campaign composed of 4 commercials to demonstrate that the war is not against Islam, it's against terrorists and those who support and harbor them. The 4 commercials showed Muslim Americans going about their daily lives. Actors in the program talked of tolerance and religious freedom. The campaign was supposed to be aired during the month of Ramadan, and several countries refused to air them, claiming that the material is government-sponsored propaganda. At that time, we at Future Television had a 2-hour panel discussion on the campaign with the participation of some of the actors in the commercials, and carried an on-air live survey on the effectiveness of the commercials. A copy, actually, of a DVD of the panel and the survey and the commercials will be given to the Secretary for 45. What were the results? 93% of those who participated in the survey felt the campaign is ineffective. The main reason cited for the ineffectiveness was the foreign policy of the United States of America, the double standard in their policy. Freedom, democracy, and nonviolence in the United States, and injustice, hegemony, hypocrisy, and its bully approach to international relations. The problem is not how Muslims are treated in the United States, but how Muslims and Arabs are treated in their own countries. As one Arab student in the USA put it, and I quote, so far as a recent student in America, I've only had wonderful experiences in this country. I, as an Arab, have been treated with the utmost respect by every single American. But to the other dark side of America, I have also been a witness. In the Middle East, I have seen together with hundreds of millions of people the destructive nature of its foreign agenda. He added, Muslims and Arabs know that America is a great place to live. They just do not understand why they are oppressed by her and her clients on the land. A panel that included former Under-Secretary of State, Mr. Jared Jan, and which evaluated the campaign, indicated in their report, quote, it's how to reconcile the difference in perceived American values and the reality of American foreign policy. A professor at Fletcher School at Tufts University wrote, no amount of media management will matter if the US is not also seen and actually working on ways to resolve some of the conflicts which have served to feed fanaticism and anti-US sentiment throughout many Arab and Islamic nations. Other media ventures with a budget of few $100 million, such as Al-Hurra TV and Sawa Radio, funded by the US government and broadcasting to the Middle East, were equally ineffective. Did the approach change with Mr. Obama? No, on the contrary. In Ankara, Turkey, Mr. Obama dazzled the Arabs and the Muslim world with a big PR stunt. Allow me to remind you of some statements he made that are very indicative. The first one said, quote, "History is often tragic, but unresolved, it can be a heavy weight." Another quote, "America's relationship with the Muslim community, the Muslim world, cannot and will not just be based upon opposition to terrorism. We seek broader engagement based on mutual interest and mutual respect." The third quote, "The choices that we make in the coming years will determine whether the future will be shaped by fear or by freedom, by poverty or by prosperity, by strife or by a just, secure, and lasting peace." The final quotation, and it's on democracy, he said, "No system of government can or should be imposed upon one nature by any other." He added, "People yearn for certain things, the ability to speak your mind and have a say in how you are governed, confidence in the rule of law and equal administration of justice, government that is transparent and does not steal from the people, the freedom to live as you choose. It's about the human rights." Where is the Arab and the Muslim world from all of this? False promises. We have a proverb in Arabic that is very indicative, and it says, "Read and you will be happy. Try and you will be sad." Now, can Europe make a difference and be able to play a role in contributing to the spread of democratic values in the Middle East? The answer is yes. Europe, over the past few decades, has been able to accumulate enough goodwill in the Arab and Muslim world, which allows it to be accepted as a communication channel. Initiatives and examples such as the Euromand agreements, the neighborhood initiatives, and Europe's foreign policy and its multi-dimensional approach puts it in this position. The European goodwill, and we have to recognize there are major challenges currently dominating the Arab world and Muslim world, such as tribal affiliation, political biases, regional affiliations, sectarianism, ethnic differences, and religious conflicts. All should guide us in the formulation of a plan to spread democratic values in the region. The basic guidelines of the plan should be: 1, it should be long-term rather than a short-term crisis management. 2, it has to be multi-dimensional, that is social, political, media-oriented, economic, and cultural. 3, it should be a two-way communication, not a one-way communication. 4, there should be an inherent consistency between foreign policy and domestic values. And 5, there should be, and here I emphasize this, reliance on the true, vibrant democratic, social, and political groups in the region. When these groups were left alone and behind, violence and hatred prevailed. I apologize for throwing too many ideas in a short time. I hope that with the discussion that follow, we can highlight some or discuss in full the